Welcome back to Werewolf, Heart of the Forest. In the last episode, we came back from our first visit in the forest from the protest camp, and here we regroup. When I opened the door, I found Anya and Bartek sitting on Anya's bed. They were a little flustered and were nonchalantly trying to look like I hadn't interrupted anything. We lost sight of you, Bartek said apologetically. I'm glad you made it back in one piece. So, how was your day? Anya asked. So there's something going on in between Bartek and Anya, which is fine. I think I learned a lot. Let's not brag about that speech. That didn't go as planned. Did you know that the government supported the logging even when it was illegal? I shared my dismay. If they support it, it can't be illegal. Bartek crossed his arms. Of course it can. I threw my arms up, frustrated. Yeah, that's not a valid argument. The government does a lot of things that aren't illegal for normal people, so they shouldn't do it either. It's not automatically legal when the government does it, right? At least not in a democracy. Let's say it that way. Bartek had a point. Oh, dang. No, he doesn't. So, it's not an either or, we can talk about everything, but let's not talk about that speech. I met some very interesting people, I said, still excited. Yeah, they looked like a colorful bunch, Anya grinned. Bartek rolled his eyes. Colorful and uninvited. They sure are passionate. They argue between themselves more than they argue with the loggers, I added. It was all I wanted to share. I shrugged. Just another day in Białowieża. We sat for a while in silence. You know, there's more to see here than Białowieża, Bartek said to me. You should visit Pogorsili, Badi, Termiszki, Cielonka. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce any of these. Wait. It's a C, not an E, sorry. So it's Pogoszelce, I think. Pogoszelce? Budi, Teremiski, and Cielonka. Cielonka. Yeah, Cielonka. Termiski. Okay, cool. Sorry. See the open air museum and the bison. The logging is not all that happens here. I want to see an open air museum and a bison. Maybe later? I'd love to see it all, I sighed. And I'll do that as soon as the situation with the pushchair is resolved. And how's the search for your roots going? Asked Bartek, clearly wanting to change the topic. Let's share. He knows anyways, he's from here. It seems that my ancestors lived around the forest for a long time, I said, and there are some kind of debts to be paid. Wow. Anya looked impressed. Honestly, I'm not sure what to think, but if you need something, just let me know. I was tired. I just sat there, looking through the window. The day had been full on, and I was exhausted. I didn't notice when I fell asleep. Well, are we in our own room at least? We're still in theirs, and they obviously want privacy. Ooh. I can do anything. It's quiet now, yet I know deep down inside that something isn't right. I run. I'm running through the forest to the logging site. It's getting dark. The light seeps away as though there are millions of tiny punch holes in the sky through which it can escape. And then the darkness starts to pour in. I know what I will see. And I see bodies strewn across the ground, bloodied, maimed, with their limbs torn from destroyed torsos. I can see some of them are still alive, still struggling for air, still trying to live. They are all trees, fallen trees, still alive, still struggling for air. And there's the stench. I can smell them. The stench is dark, rancid, putrid. There are monsters at the edge of the forest. They have long skeletal arms. They are wrapped in glistening black intestines, and each arm has a wide, gaping mandible full of whirring blades. They snap at me blindly. I can feel the forest by my side. Some of my new friends have horns, some have antlers. Their eyes shine in the dark, and they are ready. They are furious. I can feel their ancient anger merge with mine. I howl ancient oaths. I invoke the moon. I spill blood. The spirits of the forest move when I am with them, biting off heads and tearing off limbs. We are a nightmare come true. Then I wake up. I gasped and bolted upright. I was alone. The sun was setting, and in the deep red light, the room looked like it was bathed in blood. My pillow and duvet were on the ground, and I was sweating bullets. I looked at my legs. When did they become so hairy? I could have sworn I'd shaved them that morning. Do we become what we dream? Standoff, Chapter 3. I need to talk. I thought about going back to sleep, but I couldn't. Since I'd arrived in this village, I felt like I was falling down a rabbit hole, or rather a wolf's den. My dreams were getting more and more vivid, and I was scared. I needed to talk it over with someone I trusted. Let's think about what the people know about me. So Kim is sympathetic, and he seems okay, that's right. And he knew something. He whispered in our ear the first time we met him, right? Anya was in it from the start. She's our friend, but she's not in all the mythical part of our story. She just accompanies us, and she's a good friend, and she needs to keep us sane, kind of, right? So I don't think we want to talk with her. Bartek seemed an obvious choice, but nah. He's not that interested in our past because he's on the other side, right? His father, if I understood properly, is involved in the logging companies that cut down the trees. So I don't know if he would, in the end, choose to be at our side. The problem was that I didn't trust anyone. I think we should talk to somebody we don't know that well, but who knows more about us, so we can learn from them. And the only choice seems to be Kim here. I would rather have it that this list was complete, but obviously it's only those people that like us that are here. So there are some people that are neutral, which are not here, or that don't like us. So yeah, loyal, sympathetic. Because yeah, Daniel is cautious, Kim is sympathetic, Konal is neutral, Lisa is cautious. Because I would rather talk to either Olga or Lisa, because they seem to know most. But they are cautious. So, wait, Pat is sympathetic. And he's not on the list. So it's not everybody that likes us. Oh gosh, the police and the press are sympathetic too. That's good, I guess. Better not be on their radar. So let's go to Kim. I thought about Kim. They had to have lots of experience, and they seemed to accept all the strange shit that life throws at us. We definitely hit it off as well. The sun had just set, and the moon wasn't up yet. I started walking. The forest loomed on the horizon. The activists' camp was somewhere there. I soon ran into Bartek and Anya. Wait, what? They went there too? Oh, Maia, good to see you, she said. We need to talk. Interesting. I'm all ears. We are worried about you. Since we got here, you've looked distressed, she explained with a sigh. I've asked around and it seemed you're associating with some dangerous people. They know things about my family, I answered, and I need that information. Do we want to have them with us? I'm not so sure. I mean, we shouldn't cut them out because we need them as normal friends, as I said. Somebody needs to keep us sane. If shit hits the fan. I think I want to go alone. I appreciate your concern, I continued, but this is something I have to do on my own. Anya looked at me stubbornly. You won't get rid of me that easily. And we walked together. Bartek followed us without any discussion. It's okay. I mean, they are friends. All together now. The camp had a different vibe than the logging site protest. There were more people there. We looked around, trying to take it all in. The people in the camp seemed quite cheerful. Yay, a party! That's awesome. And maybe we meet the others too. So if we go to the camp, they are all there. That's actually pretty good. Someone was singing. I watched them for a moment. I saw people at work. Some of them were filling big barrels with sand, some were busy making what seemed to be posters, the rest were singing or cooking. Everyone was contributing in one way or another. I have no idea what your plan is, said Bartek, but you have my full support. So he does kind of like it, even if it goes against his family. Olga was there as well. Olga spotted me right away. Well, hello again, she greeted me. I didn't expect to see you here so soon. Actually, she gave me a long, hard look. I didn't expect to see you again at all. You don't want to, or you didn't expect to? I mean, is Olga the girlfriend that we wanted to talk to initially? So that would be the chance, and I really want to talk to her. She seems to know a lot. I joined the banter. Let's be good sport, as long as we can. Aren't you just a ray of fucking sunshine? I said with a broad smile. She said nothing. Instead, just watched me cautiously. What brings you here, kid? She asked after a beat. Why would I be angry at that? Huh. I say I'm confused because I don't know where that would lead to. Nothing here makes me angry. For now, there was not much to rage about, right? I mean, as I said, I'm not a very ragey person, but everything's normal so far. The game didn't make me rage at all. It's pretty chill, actually. I was confused. Yeah, I'm confused about the choice here. I'm confused, I answered. Is it really true? I mean, Connell told me strange stories about my past and the forest. There's nothing to be confused about, she shook her head. It's perfectly clear that the government will destroy this unique forest if someone doesn't stop them. And you have your obligation to fulfill. She broke off and bit her lip. What do you want to do about it? Let's hop on her train a bit just to make her talk. Although I didn't want anything violent. Okay, let's get a bit angry. Why? I don't know, because the situation is pretty chill and normal. Normal interaction in between human beings that are grown-ups and that shouldn't smash things for no reason, but yeah, let's I mean, the logging can make you angry. And it would and it will. So yeah, I want to smash things. I want to do something. I said anything. I want to feel like I'm doing something that has a meaning, that will change what happens. Okay, that's a good answer. I feel like I could smash those harvesters with a hammer. Do you have a hammer? If I had a family debt to pay, I couldn't be just an observer anymore. She looked at me. Her eyes were a weird color, like deep, dark honey or molasses. I might, she said, but I need your support, because Cornell will try to push his own agenda. I mean, as long as we don't set fire to the forest, I'm cool with smashing a harvester. That's okay. If nobody gets hurt. The tipping point. They all wanted to do something that night, but after a whole day's discussion, they were still divided on what to do. 3 for one option, 3 for the other. I had the deciding vote. Wait, what? They are a full camp of protesters, and there are only 3 people or 6 people with divided opinions, and I, an outsider, have to be the deciding vote? That's odd. Docility or preemptive strike. Let's do something. I want to have a bit of action here. And I think we have to do something to get Olga's trust. And I think we need her. Her and Lisa on our side. Now she switched from cautious to neutral. Still doesn't like us. With a little help from my friends. I voted for direct action, and soon we were on our way to the logging site. We had some harvesters to deface. It was too much for Bartek. My dad will kill me if I'm caught messing with the machines, he mumbled and left. Yeah, he's in a conflict of his own. And that's fine. He shouldn't be with us here. Anya tagged along. This is so exciting, Anya whispered. I've never done anything so illegal. We were just a group of dark silhouettes running through the night. The moon was hidden behind the clouds. I hid in the shadows. We are one with the forest. I was glad about that, gracious for the shadows that were hiding us. A new moon would have been better. Oh, we lost rage. I'm playing the unragiest playthrough of this game that's possible, I think. Maybe it's the most boring option. I don't know. At some point we need to see what happens if you build up enough rage. Of course, I would have preferred a new moon, a total darkness, so that nobody saw us. But beggars can't be choosers. That's true. We soon reached the logging site. And I knew we were there only because I voted for direct action. I made a difference. Olga stood in the middle of the clearing, looking at the harvesters. She had a backpack on her shoulder. When she moved, I heard a metallic clatter coming from inside it. Let's get going, she said. She looked different in the dark. She seemed more angular, broader. I couldn't wait. and we have zero rage. we won't accomplish anything. Yeah, let's smash something, I agreed. Olga reached into her backpack. She tossed something my way. It wasn't a hammer, but a can of spray paint. Red. They don't even destroy them. Look at them. I grinned at her. I glanced over my shoulder and saw Cornell staring at me. I hope you know what you're doing, he whispered. Let's just ignore him. I let it slide. He looked at me as if he expected me to say something, but I didn't take the bait. Olga noticed the tension between us. People know that I'm right, she said, looking Cornell straight in the eye. You should have noticed that the first time you came here. Your plan will destroy lives, he answered. By spraying those things? Let them discuss it. That's really none of my business. I took a step back. Pat sighed, exasperated. Yeah, you know something about that, don't you? He turned to her, surprised, with a hurt expression. But before he could answer, Olga interrupted. Let's get to it. We sneaked on. Yeah, see? Solved. Be careful and quiet, said Lisa. She also looked different. There was cameo face paint on her broad cheekbones. There are some guards nearby. I'll take care of them. And with that she left. Uh-oh. The harvesters loomed in the night, now more than ever reminding me of some distorted, terrible creatures straight from a horror movie. Their black cables glistened and pulsed in the moonlight, and their stench hit me like a slap in the face. I shook the can. I shook the can and let go the first blotch of paint. It landed on the side of the harvester. For a moment I thought the machine shuddered, like I'd wounded it. A sudden wave of fear rose in my throat. It would turn. It would crush me. I shook the feeling off. I planned the work carefully. You're very analytical. That's important if you want to achieve something. Everything was sharp in the moonlight. My hands seemed to shine when I sprayed the machine with the precision of a future surgeon. It wasn't personal. It wasn't about me or the men who would come here tomorrow to find their equipment harmed, mutilated. It was about the forest. Yeah, let's talk with people whenever we can. I let Colonel join me, and together we wore slogan after slogan across the white flanks of the machine. I let Colonel join me, and together we wrote slogan after slogan across the white flanks of the machines. Olga is walking a dangerous path, he whispered at some point. She's so focused on the act of fighting that she's slowly forgetting what we're fighting for. I wanted to say something, but he stopped me. Just watch her and see what she does next. Eventually, our work for the night was done. I wrote "Save the Forest" in every language I know, said Anya, evidently proud of herself. How many does she know? And I might have also Google translated a few more. I looked at the defaced harvesters. That's a bit funny, actually. So, Colonel doesn't have a grudge. He knows that we can influence Olga and maybe keep her from doing really stupid stuff. So he kind of trusts us. That's, I think, good. I was proud of us. I was proud of what we had accomplished. And I contributed to it. Yeah, that was fun. Whatever the deal with my family was, I felt like I'd repaid some of the debt. The paint was slowly drying in the hot night air. shouts in the night. We stopped for just a minute to admire our work, and for that moment everything was still and quiet. The air smelled of spray paint, the harvesters looked stupid and helpless. And then the stillness was broken. Hey, what are you? What the fuck? Oh shit, panicked Anya. The guards! Ah. This wasn't a good moment to panic. I took a deep breath and focused on the rhythm of my heart. It wasn't a good moment to panic and act impulsively. Yep, exactly. I looked at the guards. The guards were coming. I saw the silhouettes between the trees, of course. But it wasn't them that caught my attention. It was the trees themselves. The trees had been calling to me since I got here. The trees were on our side. The trees would protect us. I mean, if they are thick enough to hide behind, let's hope that. I let the forest speak through me. I took a step towards the guards. You shouldn't be here, I said, feeling the forest around me. I was more than Maia, I realized. For the man in front of me, I wasn't Maia at all. I was a dark shape between even darker shapes. I was the voice of the forest. Men like you walking in a place like this in the middle of the night, it's unwise. Negotiations. One of them laughed nervously. Is that a threat? You're threatening us, girl? Olga laughed from behind my back. Oh, you have no idea how threatening we are. What? We should have hid. Oh gosh. I took a step forward. Now we're in it. I'd go home if I were you, I said. You can still have a pleasant evening. A job is a job, said the one closest to me. Yeah, that's not... It's not... I don't know. It's not really wise to say such a thing. A job is a job, said the one closest to me, a grim shape who pointed his flashlight right into my eyes. We're calling the police, don't move. We had to get out of there. I thought about Anya and took a few steps back. We couldn't get involved with the police. This was serious. I told you not to move, he shouted. Or what? I asked. He paused, unsure, and in that instant the phone flew out of his hand. I don't know how Kim got behind him, but they were there, chuckling mockingly. Oh, sorry. Did you want to call someone? The man turned around and punched them right in the face. They didn't even flinch, and then they grabbed the man, lifted him up, and threw him at the other guards. What the? Do we fight them? I mean, we can't let them alone now. If we run, that would be very, I don't know, unbrave. We have no bravery up to now, I think. Yeah, we're not brave. But we are inspiring, so let's join the fight. I'm gonna see what happens. We don't have rage. We need more rage. I'm impaired with willpower, yeah. It's my last. But they have guns. Night fight. The clearing shattered like a broken window into sharp pieces. Its edges cut clean by the rays of a flashlight, swirling in the darkness. One piece, a shout, another, a silhouette leaping, a dodge, a grunt, a punch, a cry, curses in 3 different languages. I slipped between the pieces, hiding in the shadows. I body slammed into one of the men and he stumbled. I don't want to lure him into the forest and then kind of accidentally kill him or something. So let's prepare. Yeah, we are very analytical. That fits. I took a step back, getting ready for his reaction. When he jumped at me, I moved to the side and tripped him when he lost his balance. There was a loud thud, and he fell to the ground. A flashlight shone his way. Anya screamed and grabbed my arm. I saw blood. Blood on his head. Blood on the stone next to his head. Blood on the ground. Dark and fresh. Uh-oh, we killed him. What had I done? My heart sunk. I took a step back. Then I heard a shout. She killed him! One of the men shouted, the horror clear in his voice. He directed his flashlight at my face, blinding me. Suddenly, I realized what we are doing. What are we all doing? I asked, my voice shaking. I felt overwhelmed. The gravity of the situation dawned on me. The darkness, the shouting, the fear. I felt as if the pieces of broken glass were staring to pierce my skin and my brain. I raised my hands to my head and curled up into a ball. I'm sorry, I shouted, almost crying. I didn't mean to. Leave her alone, someone growled. Recognizing the voice, I raised my head. Was it Colonel? It was Colonel. He was bulging, muscles growing bigger, bones getting longer. He let out a joyous roar, throwing his hands, now equipped with strong claws, in the air. He grabbed the man and slashed across his torso. What? I think it's a dream. I looked at the 8 feet tall, fur-covered monstrosity, and for a moment I hoped that I was dreaming. I shook my head. Something warm landed on my face. More blood. Howls, terrified screams. Anya looked at me, panicked. What do we do? The man screamed again and pointed a gun at Colonel. No! There's nothing we can do. We run. I turned toward the forest and started to run. This was all too much. I looked back. A gunshot tore through the night. And then there was only pain. Wow, we lost 2 health. That's crazy. Okay. Now, definitely, things are happening. And before we move on, we lost 2 health. We have no willpower, no rage. We are impaired, literally. And before we move on, I end the episode. In the next one, we will see if we survive. Thank you so much for watching this one. Have a wonderful and adventurous day, and goodbye.